So, welcome to the IT Tech Masters session, and today we are going to learn how we can install offline root CA certificate authority, right? So, for internal PKI environment, we can have one offline root CA as top of the hierarchy of our PKI infrastructure. So I'm going to walk you through step by step how you can go ahead and install the certificate authority offline root CA. Well, the first step is to go to your server manager. Of course, make sure you already rename the server. Let's rename something usual. I'm making this lab on Hyper-V virtual machine. Let's rename it as root CA. Next. Let's restart the server. Should be quick. Okay, let me log in. Fine. So we are done with the name change. Now from the server manager, you go to add roles, click next, 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 and you select the Active Directory certificate services, add features, all the prerequisites will be installed automatically. Next, next, and select the certificate authority for now and just install. It will take a while. Should be quick. Okay, so now the installation of the role is successful. Now we are gonna go and configure the root CA. Okay, so you can click on close to close this window. Again, you can go to the configure Active Directory certificate services on this server. So click on this URL. Okay, so here you need to specify the credentials. So since this is a local CA, this server usually is not part of Active Directory domain services. So this is a local administrator account on this server. We click next. Then you select the certificate authority here because this is the role we only installed. You click next. Since this is not a part of domain, so you automatically get standalone CA. Usually you get enterprise CA when the machine is connected to domain. So this option is highlighted. So you can see only we have one option. Click next. Now here you can decide if you want this to be a subordinate CA, standalone, or you want it a root CA. So we'll go with the root CA server, right? So this is our first server. Click next. Now, since this is the first server, you just need to create a new private key. Okay, keep it default. Click next. Now here you can select sort of CSP service provider, or you can have a default. So we will go with the default Microsoft Software Keys Service Provider because it provides all these algorithms which are, you can say, a number of algorithms available with this. If you go and select, for an example, this one, you see the algorithms are less. So Microsoft Software Key Storage Provider is providing the maximum algorithms you can use in your environment. Since we are going to build this CA for a long time, I always suggest to have it 4096 as a key length, maximum encryption. Okay, click next. So here you just need to provide a common name, so it can be different from your computer name. So although this is recommended to have the same name as your server name, but I believe I want to have it separately, so it will be my lab root CA. I want to have this change different. Distinguished name, I don't want to put it for now, and it will be the default. Click next. I want to do installation for this year, approx 15 years. You can make it 20 years or you can have it for 10 years as well. So it up to you, but root CAs are generally installed for a long time. And that is the reason I set the key length to 4096 because the technology can change in coming 10-15 years. Click next. Here is the path of the location where database file and logs file will be placed for this root CA. You can change the path if you want. You can have a secondary drive, but I want to keep it on default. And here is the summary, what you have configured and what you're going to install. Let's configure it. Click on configure to configure. It will just take a while. Okay, so we can close here and we are done with the configuration up to some extent, but this is not all the configuration we have done. So now we will be going to open the command prompt as an admin. So I type cmd. Usually I pin it here in the taskbar because I know I will most often using it during the configuration. So now I have opened the command prompt with this, and now I'm going to open the notepad and will place some configuration files on here. So what we are going to use for the configuration. So we are going to take advantage of the cert utility to configure our root CA. So first, this is needed while before when you install your root CA. Normally the configuration can also be changed, but it doesn't matter. But it always suggested you use a policy INF file to be there, and but we already selected all these attributes in our installation, right? So next we go to the configuration part. So first we just need to configure the directory service configuration DN distinguished name. So this is our, just make sure you put the direct correct name of your domain. So you can just control C and you can paste it. So cert utility command we are going to use, set a string will set a registry key for this dword to this one. Press enter. Okay, so successfully done. Now we are going to configure the CRL certificate revocation list will be published by this root CA. So what will be the period of that revocation list? How many, after how many weeks, months, or years it will be published? So we are putting it 52 and we are setting the units to weeks. Cert utilities set cert CRL period will be weeks. So we set this CRL period units to 52 weeks, and after 52 weeks, which is 1 year, the CRL will be published. But at the same time, root CA will not publish the delta CRL, so we disable or keep it 0, the CRL delta period units. So we set it to 0 because root CA will not be publishing the CRLs. Now, while the CRL going to expire, we want that to be published in time so that that can be copied to the manually copied to the CRL distribution points. So we set the overlap period units as 4, and definitely we set the unit period into weeks. So we set it 4 weeks as an overlap for CRL. So what will happen 4 weeks ago, it will publish the CRL, new CRL for PKI, right? So for an example, we set 52 weeks, the CRL published, then at 48 weeks, it will publish the new CRL. So here is the cert validity. So we are going to use 15 years. So I will set this registry, the validity of the CA certificate will be 15 years. And let's set the units as well. So it will be years, right? So 15 years we are. Now let's restart the cert CA services so that the changes we have made become live. So we restart the Active Directory certificate services, and here you go. So this is now done, and now we are going to set the auditing. So why I'm not publishing the CRL is because I wanted to configure the AIA and features so that we before publish the CRL we actually have all this configuration, but you can publish it earlier as well, but again you have to publish it. So I'm going to first set up the auditing. So this is the command to set the auditing, and you have to do one more task. You go to local security manager, so you can go from tools, and there should be a local policy editor. And here you will go to public key restrictions, encryptions, and okay, one moment, not here. Where is that option? Let me find it out. Just a moment. So, okay, so it's an audit policies we have to configure here. So, one moment. So we go to the local security policies, we go to the local policies, you go to audit policies, and here you have to enable this audit for the object access. That is the auditing, another auditing we have to do apart from setting this registry key to 127, right? So at this point of time, our registry key configuration is completed, and you can go to the registry path and you can check details of the configuration you have done. So it is local machine system and current control set. Then you go to services, cert, SVC, right in here. Then you go to configuration and you will find your root CA common name here. And here you can see the details which we have set up, like the overlap. This is not one CRL. So here you see the CRL delta overlap period is minutes, and delta period units. So delta we are not using, but if you go here, the CRL overlap time is here, overlap units are here, CRL period units are here, 52 weeks, and the default URLs. We have also config this ds config distinguished name. So all the setup, you can say it's almost ready. Now we go ahead with our CA certificate publication and CRL publication path. So it's here like this. So that we're going to configure. So for that, we just open this one, and then we are going to set it as per the requirement. So if you see, the path is already there, the same similar path. One moment, let me just minimize this so that switching window is not a trouble for us. Okay, so just open this one, and now we are going to configure this. So as you can see, the for file for LDAP path it is 2 for uh, so these 2 means it's there's an article for that as well on the site. So this is going to set the options automatically when you are putting these values in the registry. I will show you how this will go and work. So we can see there are these URLs we need to set up which will ensure the publication of CRLs at that place. So AIA information, authority information services, so you can just go ahead and copy paste the same. So this will be my CRLs which will be published over the web, and you can also have this one. I don't want to have this one actually. I just want to have these URLs, so I will remove this one. It's not needed actually. So I want to have these CRL1 and 2 for myself, right? And or make sure the settings are same. I will also remove this. So authority information will be published in here, right? So let's click OK, and then you go down and your CRL publication you can also, so you will have to copy paste this one here. So what does it mean? It means you are publishing this CRL information at this location, HTTP and LDAP here, and local will be published in here, right? So this is the this is actually a way of configuration from the registry. So it's okay. If there are some spaces, it will remove that empty strings, right? And if you want to see this information, so you can just run a command as well, and you can see it. So what you have to run in the command prompt is just copy this string, and you can go here and cert util, and then you can get reg. Okay, we were setting the reg, but you get reg, and then ca slash, which slash, I think this slash, and you copy this, and you will get the information here. Similar way you can get the information of CRLs as well, right? And now we are going to open certificate authority consoles to see exact information, right? So you go to properties for your root CA, and you will, so this is the certificate, but we go to extensions, and here you can see authority information's extension we have configured here, right? So we have set the option 1 for the local, so it will be local, right? And then we set the option 2 for include the AI information in the issued certificate, right? And same for this and same for this. So you can see this below checks are coming from those numbers we set here, these one, right? Similarly, if we go to the CDP, you get options here for the one we keep one, so it will publish the CRL this location, but for these you can see the CRL will be there. Client use this CRL to find the delta CRL locations, right? Similarly, is the CDP extension, it will include in the CDP extension, so that option conclude it's 6. And for LDAP, it's not 6, it's 10, which means include all the CRL specific where publish active directory, right? It will be LDAP path where CRL will be published. Include the CDP extension of issued certificate. So it will also include the CDP extension into the issued certificate so that clients can actually find the CRL in the LDAP path. So it's okay. One time we will be actually publishing the CRL. So how you can publish the CRL? You can go to the revoke certification. You can go all task and you can publish. So it will ask you. Let's wait. Okay, so it will ask you to publish a new CRL if you can click OK. Otherwise, alternatively, you can go here and you can use the cert util-CRL to publish the CRL. So command is successfully completed, and if you go to the local store C and you go to Windows System 32 and cert srv. So okay, I think I pressed the wrong key. So cert srv, and you can see cert enroll folder. So here you can see you find the revocation list is being published here, right? And you can see the certificate list is valid from 2023 to 2024. It means it's 52 weeks. And here we have the root certificate as well, right? So this is how we can actually install, and you can name this root certificate because it will be the common name MyLab. So I will just remove this one because it create issues in future. So let's keep the name same as the my because MyLab and because that is the name we have published in the CRL, right? I don't know why it's take the computer name as well. So this is how, guys, the configuration for the root CA, and you can just go ahead and restart this server one time. Click restart. Let's reconnect. That's all, guys, for today. You can see we have successfully configured our root certificate authority server, and here's the console. You can see you can go through the settings of the server if you want to. Okay, so here you can see the certificate for root CA, and you can see the root certificate. If you see in here, the valid from is 2023 and valid till 2038, which means 15 years. This is valid, and this is all in here. You can see the thumbprint and the CA version. Okay, and right. So, and you can see the algorithm is also SH2256. And here you will see the chain once all the TCA servers are installed. Authority extension we can configure from here, right? So this is all about the certificate authority for today. Thank you guys for watching this video, and please like and subscribe to my channel, and I will bring in the next videos we will be completing the hierarchy of this PKI infrastructure by adding issuing CA and CDP CRL locations, OCSP, and we in future we will configure the NDES service, network device enrollment, where devices are only joined to either Azure or network devices which are not part of the domain required certificate from the PKI authority. So a lot is going to be there. So if you subscribe, it will trigger you an alert when I post new video about my future issuing CAs and the CRL, CDP locations, OCSP, etc. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Take care. Bye bye.